Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if I had known about this, that this was an option, a career option back in the day, I would not have spent all of that time and money going to nursing school. That just, sorry. It wouldn't have happened if I had known you could do these sorts of things from home, making more money than you do actually as a nurse on the floor. That's kind of crazy. So you want a job where you can make good money from home, but you don't know, well, what kind of job you could get, or how do you specifically get the jobs that are available? Hey, this is Leah Ray from Digital Trailblazer, and in this video, I'm gonna give you 10 different jobs that are gonna pay at least $15 an hour, up to $50 an hour or more, that you can do from home. And here's the thing, I'm actually gonna walk you through how to get the jobs, which is where most of these videos fail. They talk about these awesome jobs that are available online, but they don't actually tell you how to get the jobs. And for most average folks, you have no idea how to get a job without a degree or any experience in the field. It's kind of a catch-22. You can't get any experience until you get a job, and vice versa, right? You can't get the job until you get the experience. So I'm gonna show you how to actually get these jobs, and not just tell you what they are, but walk you through how to get them. So stick around. Now, back in the day, like way back in the day, like before kids back in the day. Oh yeah. Way back in the day, before kids, I knew it was possible that you could have a stay-at-home job, but didn't really know how to do that and didn't really have any experience that would lend itself to doing that sort of thing. So if that's where you are, don't worry, we're gonna help you out. Over 8 million people in the US workforce today are currently working from home. Now, unfortunately, that is very skewed to people, higher numbers of people who have college degrees take up most of that population. They're more skilled at their jobs and they have more leverage in negotiating these sorts of things, typically. However, you can also tap into this when you do it the right way and you're really committed to making it work, because it doesn't need to be this way. Like personally, I don't care what kind of degree you do or do not have if I'm going to hire you to work for me. I want to make sure, number one, that you are honest and trustworthy. That is the first thing on my list if I'm going to make a hire. And number two, that you can do whatever I'm hiring you to do competently. So are you competent? Are you honest and trustworthy? That's all that a real business owner these days cares about when you get out of the bureaucracy of the bigger world and you're working in this whole online space that we're blessed to be in. So let's dive in. 10 different jobs that you can make $15 to $50 an hour or more from home. Then we're going to show you exactly how to get those jobs. Some of these are jobs that we've already hired for in our business. Others are jobs that someday we probably should or will hire for down the line. Job number 10 is content repurposing specialist. And you're like, what the heck is that? Well, it simply means that you're someone that can take a content creator like myself, like some other YouTuber or blogger, somebody who has an online business, is an online influencer, take their content and break it up into other pieces of content that they can syndicate then out to all of their other platforms. So take their YouTube video, chunk it up into little pieces, reformat it so that it can go up on their Instagram stories, maybe picture posts where they're giving tips or insights from those videos, creating Facebook posts, taking their YouTube videos and making blog articles out of it. You can actually learn how to do this for people, and it's a huge resource for them. It's a time-consuming task for a content creator to do themselves, and it's much nicer to hire this out to somebody else. Job number 9 are social media managers, and you can actually specialize in, say, just Pinterest or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or you could kind of be a generalist as well and have your hands in all of these things. But this is someone who would help, say, an influencer manage their social media. It's a lot to handle if you're trying to do multiple platforms. So you maybe handle just their Instagram and their stories and their regular posts, maybe reformatting or taking care of their videos and putting them in IG format. Whatever it is, you help them manage their social media, and it's a huge weight off of their shoulders and can save them a ton of time. So this is take 2, because I apparently can't count and have to do some of this a second time. Okay. Job number 8 is launch specialist. A launch specialist is someone who is actually going to help a online entrepreneur manage the launch of their digital product. This is a very very high paying skill set. Not only will you be able to offer your services to people who are going to be doing their own launches, but if you hope to someday have your own digital products to promote and to offer, this is really important that you learn how to do this. So what does a launch specialist do? Well, when someone starts to offer a new digital product, they typically do a launch. And this could be small scale and it can be very, very big, where they're working with a ton of affiliates. There's probably prizes involved for the affiliates, and they are managing not only the sales process and everything that has to get done in order to start selling, but they also need to manage the actual launch with the affiliates and with all of the moving parts that are going to be happening. It's kind of like a project management role for the launch of a new digital product. So if project management type stuff is your jam, then this is a really big opportunity for you. Job number 7 is graphic designer. Now, we're not just talking about any old graphic design job, which I'm sure you've heard of in the past, but actually getting specialized, because guess what? The more you specialize in something, typically the more you get paid. People like us, people who create their own digital courses, need a graphic designer to create a graphic for their course. They need a visualization of some sort to show people when they're selling their course, maybe making them look like a bunch of different CDs, a box set, a book set, whatever. But there are specialists who do this, graphic designers who can put those together for you in a really nice looking package. And folks like us will pay for that because it saves us a lot of time and it's something that we need to sell a product. Now, if you're not that confident yet in your graphic design skills, which we're going to show you how to get, but when you first get started, you can definitely start with banners, cover photos and different things for social media, even social media posts and putting together visual graphics for influencers to use in their social media posting. Number 6 is actually affiliate manager. And you're like, what the heck is an affiliate manager? Well, for anybody that has a digital course that they sell and they allow people to be affiliates for that course, they need someone, or they have to do it themselves, to actually manage those affiliates. And depending on how big their program is, it can be kind of intensive. This is someone who can help manage anything related to the affiliates that are helping promote that company or that person's products. So you may be running reports to see who gets paid out commissions. You may be managing announcements and communications that need to happen back and forth with the affiliates. But this might be something interesting to get into if you hope to someday have your own affiliate program so that you really know the ins and outs of it. The number 5 is a YouTube channel manager. Now, this sounds awesome. We don't currently have one, but I know other big channels that do, and it's really helpful. Someone that helps you once the creator has created the video. This is the person who helps to manage actually getting it uploaded, getting all the tags, everything set up and ready and scheduled to publish. They can also help manage any comments or community posts or anything else on your YouTube channel. So again, it takes a layer of stress, it takes a layer of work off of the creator themselves. They can hire someone to do that work, and it helps them out. Number 4 is a customer service specialist. Now, for people, especially if they have their own products that they're selling, they have to deal with customer service, and it can frankly be a huge headache. We've been there. So it's important that they hire people to help them manage customer service. So any tickets or emails that come into customer service, most of them are things to deal with, like login issues, having to reset passwords, that sort of thing. Some are a little more complicated, but it's really some basic stuff to get started with. And so it's something that's a huge headache and just a time-consuming thing for someone who creates their own product, and can often be done in not much time each day. So it's a great, side hustle or something you can actually manage for several people. Number 3 is video editor. I can tell you it is a ton of work to figure out what kind of content you're going to create the content, and then actually edit it and then get it uploaded. The whole process can take a ton of time. And I used to do all of it myself. When we finally hired an editor, it was a huge weight off of my shoulders. I could focus on creating better content and leave the editing side to them. It was a big relief for me and allowed me to create better content and explore more of my creativity and not get into that nitty gritty. So that is a great skill set to have in today's world. We're in a digital era. Video is getting more and more popular. Learning how to edit video well is a great skill set. You can make a lot of money doing it. And don't just think YouTube videos when it comes to video editing. It could be anything from sales videos on sales pages. Yes, it could be different social media platforms. It could be YouTube, but it could be things just on their websites or instructional videos that they need to give to their customers on how to use their products. Now, number 2 is actually a sales funnel manager. Now, if you don't know what a sales funnel is, I'll make sure that we have a video that goes through exactly what that is down below in the description. But a sales funnel, very generally speaking, is when people get introduced to you as an influencer, as someone on social media, whatever. They sign up for something, they get taken to a landing page, they opt in, and then they're typically taken through a process to get them to make a purchase. And so that process is like your sales funnel. And so having someone that can help manage your sales funnel process is nice. I mean, if I could just sit here and come up with the ideas and have someone else actually implement the nitty-gritty of setting up those pages and linking everything together and managing the stats and the analysis of how things are converting and all that kind of stuff, that'd be a huge weight off my shoulders and definitely something I'd pay a premium for. So this is something that if you are analytical, if you're technical, this could be a great fit for you once you learn how to do it. And finally, number 1 is a membership site manager. Also kind of combining this with Facebook group manager. So a lot of people who have digital products have membership sites. These are just sites that people have to log into to access the digital product. Well, you have to actually manage those sites. You may have to be updating videos, replacing old ones. Maybe you're dealing with the memberships and access levels. Maybe you're just adding new videos, different sections to their membership site. Maybe you're just helping them manage their Facebook group as a moderator. This is huge. Like having someone to moderate your Facebook groups, because a lot of people, ourselves included, offer Facebook groups to the communities that purchase a certain product so that they can ask questions, have some interaction, that sort of thing easily within a group. It's a great thing to offer, but it's a headache to manage when you have multiple different courses and you have multiple Facebook groups. So having a moderator who's keeping an eye on all that for you, answering questions, giving people access, double checking that they actually purchased the course before giving them access, all of that stuff is a nice load off of the shoulders of the business owners or creators. And so it's something that they can easily outsource and might be a good fit for you. Yes, those are 10 different work from home jobs. How do you actually get skilled in any of them so that you can actually get a job and get hired? That's really the most important part of all of this, because yeah, it's nice to know there's great jobs out there, but what good are they going to do if you can actually get one of them, right? Now, believe it or not, it's really not that complicated, but you do have to be committed to make this work, because it's something that you have to really want and be willing to put in the time to learn the skill. So what does that mean? Well, basically, you got to kind of do this in 2 phases. Phase number 1 is research and practice. Research and practice. So whichever of these that you want to do, say graphic design or video editing or whatever, you need to do your research. Who are the people that hire for these things the most? How much do they pay? Where do they typically look for people to do this for them? But you also have to learn what are the most common tools for doing this. If you're going to do social media management or content syndication, maybe you have to learn about Hootsuite, which is a tool that helps you do this. Or if you're managing Instagram, maybe something like Planoly. So what are the core tools that these people use? Then get the tools. A lot of tools are free, so that's going to save you some cost. Some tools, like some of the video editing software, obviously are going to cost money, but they are things that you can get into and practice. So practice on your own, go through all of the tutorials that come with the software, with the programs, so that you really know them inside and out. And then phase 2 is to actually intern for someone. Yes, intern for them. Now, we're talking about an unpaid internship because you're going to be paid in experience and you might actually be hired by them down the road. But this is really important so that you can hone your skill. I mean, I think about back in the day before we had kids. Back in the day before we had kids and we just worked regular hours, I had a couple hours in the evening to myself to decide what I wanted to do. Well, I could easily take those couple hours and learn a skill, apply that skill for someone to get better and better and better at it, so I could have a premium skill I could charge very highly for. So it doesn't have to be a huge time commitment. It may be just a few hours a week, but it's something that allows you to get on the job experience, real life experience. Plus you're making a connection with an influencer who may want your services long term, or who may have a friend or colleague, someone that they could refer to you who would enjoy your services long-term and be willing to pay for them. So yes, you work for them for free for a short period of time, honing your skills, and then you can get a great reference, possibly some referrals to other people who may hire you, or they may just end up hiring you themselves. So how do you reach out to these people so that you can move forward in actually starting these relationships and getting these internships? Well, you gotta connect with them. So connect with them wherever you can. If you are in their Facebook group, you probably have the opportunity to find them on Facebook then and send them a message. Do that. You can message their Facebook business page. You can dig through their website, find an email address on their website or on their YouTube channel, reach out to them that way. Usually most websites have a contact us form where you can fill that out instead, but find a way to reach out to them. And don't give up if you do it once and you don't hear back. These people, us included, I mean, all of us, we get way too many emails, and just some random person emailing you, you may not even read it. But if you see their name a few more times because they reached out to you, they followed up several times, you're gonna finally read it and see what's going on. So when you're writing the email, you're filling out the contact form, what do you actually say? Well, you want to be brief, you want to be concise and straight to the point. These are busy people. That's why they'd be hiring someone to do these sorts of things. They're busy, so they don't have a lot of time to read novels. Keep it very brief to the point. Bullet points and stuff makes it easier to read and is more likely that then they will read it. So keep it short. Say, hey, I'm learning how to become a graphic designer. I would love to offer you my services for free as I hone my skill. That's a great entry into an email. And if you can give them some examples of the different programs that you are learning, that you're working with, if you're working with Canva, Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, whatever specifics you can give them briefly in a bullet pointed fashion would be helpful. Now, if you really wanted to work with someone, what could you do? You could actually create something specifically for them. So say you want to do content syndication, you can actually find their latest YouTube video and create different pieces of content for them, giving it to them for free, showing them what you can offer. So going into Canva and creating a photographic from it, going in, creating a short clip of that longer video that they could upload to their Facebook page throughout the week. Show them that you are the real deal and you're actually willing to do something for them. You're not some random name out there that's not serious, but you actually are committed to the process. So now you are fully armed to get hired for some great paying online jobs. And then if you really wanted to pursue it, you could actually create full-time businesses from these as well. So go ahead, start dreaming about what it is to work from home and then get to work. Or what it was like before you had kids. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you definitely need to watch this one next. Upper right corner of your screen, top of the description, click on it, watch that one, and I'll see you soon.
That's so interesting.